I am the person who has no problem saying no. I will say no to
Can't wait. Can't wait to say no.
It's too cold. I don't like this. My feet hurt. It's too far away. I'm tired. I'll say no.
Let me fix it.
Hello and welcome to week 5? Week 5.
Week 5. Are we actually? Are you actually recording? I was like,
Yes,
I didn't see the numbers go.
We're recording. Week 5 of The Artist's Way. To kick things off, Delon, did you do your morning pages every day this week?
This is the week that I did not do my morning pages every day.
Wow.
I did it 5 days. The only reason I didn't do it is because I had a friend in town for Pride.
Yes. And you were ripping and running.
Ripping. I was also doing a show. So I did not. There were 2 days that I missed, but I did get to every other day. What about you?
I didn't do every single day. I think I want to say I did like 5 out of the full week. But the thing that, we've talked about a number of times on the pod and we've seen from people in our audience is you have to be kind to yourself. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And, I'm really proud of both of us because in previous times, a day would get past and then I'd be like, okay, I guess I'm done.
Forget about it.
I guess it's over.
And I've actually said this in the book, but I felt this. I do crave it, It's like, it's really reverent time for me.
Yeah.
The other day I woke up and I had to get to an email, which I'm really trying to avoid. I usually go coffee, inbox,
Yes.
I'm really trying to avoid that. And morning pages has really helped me do that. But I was like, I have to do this thing. I have to do this thing. And I was like, I guess I can just skip pages today. And I toiled with it for about a whole minute. And I was like, no, sit down. You could have been writing it right now, right?
Yeah.
And I just banged it out and it was so fruitful. I'm really, really glad I did.
Yeah, I saw a comment from somebody that said something along the lines of, I just really don't like writing in the morning. It's a struggle for me. I'm going to do them at night. And I was like, you know what? I think writing the pages, regardless of what time, is what's important. But is there a world where you write 1 page in the morning and 2 at night just to get something out? I do think that part of the morning of it all is really important. It lets you kind of decide where your day is going, what's important to you. It's like a really nice reflective moment. And similarly, I've been doing my pages with my coffee and my breakfast in the morning, and it's really been helpful for me, even though some days I didn't get it. What was your artist date this week?
I'm actually doing it right after this. I'm going to see a production of Les Miserables.
Oh, cute.
The musical Les Mis. Yeah, I'm taking myself to that tonight. What was yours?
I went to Lemme, the same museum that you and I went to. They have a Friday evening jazz. So I know, and it's free. And when I tell you, it was so cool. It's just like a ton of families out there. It was so Black. There were so many Black people out there.
Wow.
Just a beautiful cornucopia of skin tones and kids running around and they're playing jazz in the background. So I did a loop around the museum. They have a new installation. And then I just sat down and just listened to jazz. And it was so great because a number of people just came up to me and they were like, hi, I just want to say I love you. Or we worked together at this place. You probably don't remember me. And I'm like, oh my God. It was like I was, a lady in waiting, just receiving people. I just sat on a bench. Whatever. And then as I was leaving, I ran into some friends. So then I sat down with them. And then as we were sitting there, I kept seeing a stream of people that I knew. And it was really wonderful. And again, it speaks to all the things that we have been uncovering in the artist way of no coincidences. I went there with no plan and I was just I'm just going to vibe and see what happens. And I ended up having some really beautiful conversations with people I hadn't seen in a long time. A girl who worked at Wondery, which was the podcast network where I was hosting a show at, had never met her before. And we just had the best conversation about the industry and creativity. And she had just left her job. And I was encouraging her because she was like, am I crazy to quit my job? And I was like, no, you obviously are super smart and talented. She's like, this person wants to hire me and this person wants to hire me, but I don't know what I want to do. And I was like, bitch,
You got choices. Not
I said,
choices.
you are what my mother would call highly employable.
Mm.
Whatever it is that you want to do, you'll be fine. And she was like, wow, I'm so glad I ran into you. And I was like, I'm so glad too. I'm so glad that you just said hi because I could not pick this woman out of a lineup. I didn't know her. But like we had a great conversation and it was just, I've talked the way I have talked about the artist way to so many people,
Same.
Dewan. You would think I was on
Same.
the fucking payroll.
Oh
She's
no,
like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh,
I'm
this is my artist date.
snorting the book. I'm snorting the book. No, you mentioned what artist date that I did last week, and I realized I
Mhm.
completely forgot about it. When we recorded
Mm.
last time, I was like,
Yes.
oh, I'm going to this concert.
Yes, yes, yes.
That was my artist date, but I was
Mhm.
like a little funny about it because I was like, I went with a friend. So class,
Mhm.
the book talks about synchronicity and like nothing,
Yes.
like Fran said earlier, nothing being a coincidence. I was at this callback at this art center
Mhm.
for this show, for this production of Hamlet, and I ran into this woman I knew from grad school, and she was like, "Hey, let's get together." And people always fucking say that, right? It's like,
Right.
especially
Yeah.
in New York, like, let's get together, let's get together. And she was like, you know what? There's this event tonight if you're
Oh,
free. And I was like,
right.
you know what? I am free. And she's like, well, then let's come. It was like a book reading and also a concert. It
Mm.
happens once a month. It's really, really cool. I forget what it's called. Anyway, she was like, we listened to some of the readings and we listened to some of the music, but it was just she and I catching up, which was so fruitful because she was like, hey, you should apply for this fellowship. Hey, I
Oh.
should introduce you to this producer who I know because she's the executive director of this art center. So she like
Mhm.
has her finger on the pulse. And I was like, this is the artist way. And then I talked to her
Wow.
about it. I was like, I'm doing this artist way right now. And this is one of those moments that the book talks about, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so beautiful. Yeah. You know, I'm in this writing group, and one of the girls in our group was expressing that she was feeling a little stuck creatively and she was really, just feeling bogged down by the world and whatever. And she, we each kind of go around and share what we're working on. And she was just like, I don't have anything right now. And I really had this like woo woo moment where I was like, I'm doing the artist way. And one of the things that they encourage you to do is like take yourself on these creative dates. And every single time I've gone on one, something has like come into my brain. And I was like, you
Mm,
deserve that. You work so hard, you're super funny, you're super talented, she's killing it as a stand-up, but also as like a content creator. And I was like, yeah, your brain is tapped out because you're doing 8 million things. Go
right.
take yourself to a museum. Go take yourself to a concert. Go see a movie. Like you can think outside of the box when it comes to these artist dates, but it's really about replenishing that creative well.
Yeah.
And I just think the thing that this book does such a great job of talking about is the fact that, like, as artists, we often default to our logic brain over our creative brain. And we say, well,
Hmm.
this is the reason I can't do this. This is the reason this is not going to happen. This is the reason I'm not good enough. Versus, like, what would happen if we just open ourselves up to the possibility that it could work out and that I am the right person for it and that the
Right.
idea will come to me, which is a good segue to say that one of the things I highlighted was from this week. What dream are you discounting as impossible given your resources? What payoff are you getting for remaining stuck at this point in your expansion? And again,
Mm,
perfect example where it's like, well, I don't have the money, I don't have the connections, I don't have the talent, the whatever. And it's like, you are closing yourself off by just deciding before you even gotten there that it's not going to work out and that you're
right.
not deserving and that you don't have the either the money resources or the talent or the connections or whatever else. And I really needed to hear that because this chapter is all about money and the idea of like welcoming abundance, which Delon, you talk about every episode. You're like, I need some money.
I do. I'm just at a point in my life where like I just want to I don't want to only pay my bills.
Yes.
I want money set aside so that I can take vacations and
Hmm.
and buy people gifts and do all the things that you function in capitalism. I think the other one of the things that I highlighted has a little bit to do with what I want to say about the morning pages.
Yes.
It says an artist must have downtime to do nothing. Defending our right to
Mm.
such time takes courage, conviction, and resilience. Such time, space, quiet will strike our family and friends as withdrawal from them. It is.
Yes.
I think part of the morning pages for me, and that's not necessarily quiet, but what it does is my brain is a tornado, a hurricane. There's so much
Mm-hmm.
happening all the time. The idea that I can like spew it nonsensically on a page actually allows space for me to go, oh, okay, now that's done. Now I can
Yeah.
be an artist. Now I can
Yeah.
actually tackle the other
You've
things that I
made
need to do.
room. You've made
Space.
room for the other things. That is so real. That's literally what I said to my friend in the group, that like you deserve to just do nothing.
Yes.
Like, especially, again, we've just been beating this capitalism drum, but this idea that like we always have to be productive, we always have to be doing something, we always have to be working, we have to have 10 jobs, we need to have passion projects and friends and partners, and we need to keep all these plates in the air. This idea that like we also need to just like sit, relax, and replenish is so foreign, but
Yeah.
this is crucial to our being able to like heal ourselves. And I wanted to highlight this comment from last week's episode from Ron DView 2129, and it says, "A dentist can't drill their own teeth. Give grace in your accomplishments." And I really like
Ooh.
loved that. Like you can't pour from an empty cup, but you also can't like expect yourself to do it all. Like you kind of just have to be like, I'm doing the best that I can. I'm taking it one day at a time. And especially through this process, because again, I was crying my fucking eyes out last week. Like the journey to get where you're going is hard, but like that's why it's worth it, you know?
Yeah, and the idea that you can't do it all is really it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill
Mm-hmm.
to swallow because like you want to talk. I have how many hobbies have I started? How many
Yeah.
things? Because I'm just curious. I'm just interested in them, and I do feel shitty about not succeeding in them. But what
Mm-hmm.
this dentist analogy is amazing.
Yeah.
But also the book is teaching me, hey man, the endeavor is what's important. You
Mm-hmm.
trying to do the thing. My curiosity is what's important. The product is a byproduct of my artistry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I would like to X fill in the blank, but I think just being an artist and a creative is the point for me, you know.
Yeah.
And we talk about this too a lot. That shit adds up over time, right? A lot
Mm-hmm.
of the skills that I've taught myself and learned have come back, and I've needed to be like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. Yeah, I know how to
Mm-hmm.
work a camera. Yeah, totally, right?
Yeah.
Those are skills that really are a big part of my makeup as an artist.
Yeah.
There's one.
Another Oh, go
Please.
ahead. You have another thing that you wanted to highlight or that you did
Yeah.
highlight?
So I still struggle with the God in the book. I really do
Yes.
struggle. There was a lot of God, and then she starts with
Mm-hmm.
God, and then she kind of slowly goes to the universe or higher
Mm-hmm.
power.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of that, but there's this the virtue trap. Do you remember what she's talking about
Oh,
with this?
many creatives sabotage themselves by frequently making nice. This is the virtue trap.
We strive to be good, to be nice, to be helpful, to be unselfish. We want to be
Mm-hmm.
generous of service of the world, but
Mm-hmm.
what we
Want
really
to be
want is be left
left alone.
alone. That
Mm-hmm.
it's so
Mm-hmm.
true. Well,
Yeah.
why left alone though? Left alone so that I can actually do the thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Left alone so that I can process my world, you
Yeah.
know?
Because you get caught up in doing for everybody else. And again, it's not a bad thing to help and pour into others, but you also have to get real with yourself about, are you doing it because you want to appear as a good person? Are
Mm,
you doing it because you are running away from what you actually really want to do? And it's
mm.
easier to go, well, I had to help Sally move. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You
Right,
did
right.
not. You did it as a way to keep yourself from doing the shit that you know you need to do that's going to be a lot harder, but ultimately will be more fulfilling.
And it's a distraction that like I don't think we're all very conscious of, but it's
Yes.
still a distraction, right? So over the weekend, this was Pride here in Boston. I had shows this weekend. Our mutual friend, one of my best friends, Kevin, came to town,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about him coming, and I was like, yeah, it'll be great. Oh, I have shows, and it's gonna interrupt interrupt my pages.
Mhm.
I literally was like, it's going to interrupt my morning pages in my routine.
Who are you?
I know, but I was like, I've become you. Exactly.
Literally, the voice note you sent, you were like, I get it. I take it all back. 'Cause, class, anytime we've gone on a trip together,
Oh my God.
I get like 3 days in and I'm like, I miss my dog. I miss the
my
gym.
routine.
I miss my routine. And Delon's always like, this bitch and her routine. He sends me a voice note. He's like, yeah, I am pre-anticipating missing my morning pages.
Yes.
And my thing to you was I said, hey, you take the time off, you get back on the horse. It's
Yeah.
not the end of the world. Like, we're 5 weeks in. We got a bunch of more weeks to go. There will be
Right.
many days that you will write those pages.
Well, and also like it's important to spend that time with my friend, right? That like I don't see him on a regular basis, so that was glorious. But it's I had the toil of like, oh, do I do this or oh, do I do this? But I really had to sit down and go, what is going to be fruitful for me? You know what I
Yes.
can do? I can finish all of the tasks before he gets here, and then I know I'm going to skip a couple of pages, days, morning pages. That's okay, and I'll get back on it, like you said. But
Yeah.
the important thing was I sat down and talk about the virtue trap. I wasn't like, well, what's important for him and what's important for our communication in the podcast? No, Delon, what do you want to do? What
Yes.
do you need to do? You
Yes.
know, and that's also something that I'm taking away. That's a little bit more, not necessarily spiritual, but I guess it's the self-help part of it that
Yeah.
feels adjacent to the creative part, if that makes sense.
But also, like, it's just so beautiful to hear you say, because we've known each other for a long time and this always comes up. But like, I am the person who has no problem saying no. I will say no to
Can't wait to say no.
It's too cold. I don't like this. My feet hurt. It's too far away. I'm tired. Like, I'll say no.
Yes, for no reason. She's like, I just don't want to. I love it.
I could never forget. And well, I didn't remember this story, but you told me the story of when I told you I was leaving Michigan. I only was at Michigan my freshman and half of my sophomore year. And Delon said that I came to him and I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. I don't want to do this anymore.
And I was like, it was so nonchalant. And I was like, wait, what? That's a big fucking decision. And I'll never forget you said that. And then the next time you're like, hey, there's a car picking me up. I'm going to stop by and give you a hug. Can you hop out? I was like, yeah. Fred was like, deuces, I'm out. I was like, oh my God. Well, it was so dramatic for me because I was like, our friendship had really solidified. You were my
Yes.
fucking girl, right?
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And you're like, well, we're going to see each other. Like, what is your
I was like,
problem?
what are you talking about? I was like, you're never getting rid of me. I was like, this is forever, ever. And I
Right.
just was, but again, as I remember it because you tell me the story, but also when I look back on, my whole life and who I am now, I think it's the only child in me where I'm like,
I
if
think
I'm
so,
not
too.
comfortable, if I don't want to do this, I'm not going to fucking do it. And, for better or for worse, I always tell people, you will know how I feel. Nobody can ever say Francesca. No one is ever going to say I'm fake. Because I will tell you if I don't fuck with you, if I don't like something that you did. But
Fran will be at dinner.
similarly,
Fran will be at dinner and tired. And she'll be like, she'll be like, eyes glazed over. She has to go now.
I gotta go. But on the same token, if I really see it for you, if I really enjoy something that you've done, if I really think that like this is a relationship I want to foster, that I want to nurture, I will let you know.
Absolutely.
And so, but again, throughout our friendship, I've seen with you that you are so selfless. You pour into everybody, but you often are like, man, I'm exhausted because I'm doing 8 million things. And I'm like, say no.
Yeah.
Tell them you don't want to do it. You're like, oh, but I told them and I promised and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Sorry.
It's getting easier, but I do still sit with the phone and I'm like, okay, I have to construct an email or a text and then it's getting so much easier to go at the end of this on the other side. They're gonna be like, okay, whatever, no big.
Yeah.
We'll get together another time.
Yes.
It's not. It's the needed to be liked. It's the virtue signaling of it all. It's like I am somebody who shows up. I'm a good time versus like Delon. I show up for me. I'm a
Yes.
good time for me, which is
Yes.
again what the book is really helping me see
And
too.
I think it's also just getting comfortable with like not needing to apologize for putting yourself first, you
Yes.
know? The idea that like, you know, sometimes it's like I have plans with somebody and I'm really tired. I have this new job, it's been kicking my ass, and but I have to do the job, right? And so instead of, not that I am disregarding the commitments that I've made to people, but I don't need to give you the whole backstory as to why I need to reschedule.
Right.
It's just, hey, really sorry for the last minute change of plans. Something came up. I don't have the bandwidth for this. Let me know if these dates work, rather than, so today this happened and then I did this
A
and then this
preamble,
changed.
right?
It's just like this whole preamble. And I'm like, you really, ultimately, this decision has been made. So
You don't
I don't need to
you don't
tell
owe
you
them
why.
anything. You don't owe them anything.
No, no. And ultimately, like the real ones, they will understand.
Yeah.
Most people are like, girl, I got 5 kids, 2 ducks, and a, you know, whatever. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. We can reschedule. And I can't tell you the amount of times that I will say, hey, can we actually reschedule? And they're like, oh, thank God. I didn't want to do
Yeah.
this either. And I'm like, well, thank God.
Absolutely.
One of us had the guts to say something, you fucking coward. You don't want to do it
Well,
either.
you know what it is. You know what it is. They
Huh.
do want to do it. They do want to
Mm.
do it. They're just fucking tired. And they'll go,
Yes.
it would be better if this was a different day.
They're
You
like,
know?
oh, just I hope Francesca cancels. And I'm like, I sure will. Sure
In
will.
a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Class, let
Did
us
you
know how
have
you're doing in the
Oh yeah.
comments. Let us know
Yes,
how you're
let us
doing.
know how many days you did your morning pages, what your artist date was, if you had any challenges. You can also email us, lemmefixapod@gmail.com. We also have a Google group. I send out an email to let you guys know when the episodes are coming out. I'll put the link to the Google group in the description box. I see y'all chatting in there. It's a great way for people to hold each other accountable and share how they're feeling. So let us know where you're at. We want to hear from you. All right. Bye.
Bye.